Woo! Feeling gracious today. Feeling gracious today. I don't even know what that means, but I feel it. Ha ha ha! I've returned. What's good, guys? So, I feel so clean today. So clean, you know, so fresh, so clean today. And the reason why is because last night I did the wealth clear with Jackson. Shout out to Jackson. What's good, bro? Who did a wealth clear for my business partner and myself, and also did a Kundalini session with Stephanie from Creating Within. Amazing healer, okay, amazing healer. I honestly, at the first moments when I was first discovering like light language and all this kind of stuff, I was so skeptical about all of this stuff. But then I actually put myself into the experiences. And I can absolutely for sure say, without a doubt, that energy work is absolutely recommended, phenomenal, and I'm doing it myself, so I understand the benefits of it. And being conscious or being aware of what are actually my blocks helps so much in understanding like how I can level up and how I can be the greatest flow state catalyst. So starting to understand, you know, a lot of our shadows are held deep within the recesses of our subconscious mind. And it's only when we look at them and peer through them from a different perspective that we can actually start leveling things up. I've started taking Shilajit again. Highly recommend, if you're not taking Shilajit, just check it out and notice the effects it has on immunity and just, you know, sleep function and energy and just all the benefits, you know, that come down to it. But one thing I wanted to talk about in this video particularly is how the Matrix is hijacking your flow state. What do I mean by this? Your natural your natural prana, your energy, your chi, okay, that you have within you is being distorted and taken away from you based on manufactured authenticity, manufactured ways that is taking that away from you. So being a kind of more intentional biohacker, I start to understand that my caffeine use, you know, creates something called adenosine, which basically, if you have caffeine first thing in the morning, right, it makes you crash, have a midday crash of your energy. And that's because coffee is just not making you tired. It's just like a numbing agent, right? It's suppressing that. So when it's taken away, all that adenosine comes up and then you feel that boom, that dip, right? But Shilajit is a nice maintenance or the regulation of that energy where you can actually like float through it in a sense, rather than actually feel that need to like, you know, in the morning when you feel that crash. So I'm starting to, you know, decaffeinate a little bit as well as taking some Shilajit. So, because I'm still kind of, you know, so attached to it, I guess you could say, that it's very difficult for me. But now I'm really notice my energy today and yesterday, right? Like yesterday I was dead tired, right? And today I'm just like, I'm feeling fresh, reborn, you know, completely different person. It's wild how that can happen in a day. And people don't believe me when I say that. But you can literally change within a day. You can make a choice. You can make a decision. You can sign up for a healing session. You can do and get rid of the years of programming and trauma that have been trapped and stored into your, you know, system like that. So really, really powerful to understand this, okay? Now understand that there is a science of the colors of the chakras, okay? Chakras are basically like these discs that are spinning so fast, faster than the speed of light, right? That's why we can't see them. Is basically how the universe communicates using this rainbow bridge, okay? And also starting to understand that the faster the chakra vibrates at, so let's say the color of the crown chakra, right, is purple, vibrates very fast, whereas red vibrates very slow, okay? Now start to understand that yes, your awakening starts in that low vibration going up to a higher vibration, okay? So some people are living on a certain energetic frequency, in a sense, the law of vibration that states that, right? So start to understand that these, like banks use the color blue to promote like security and trustworthiness. Oh, is he wearing a blue jacket just because in this video, just because of that? No, bro, I like blue. Okay, but in any sense, like you got to understand, like the color psychology is so important, right? Like yellow makes you feel hungry. That's why McDonald's has the yellow logo, right? We got to understand these things, man. Colors are being used against you to try to make you more susceptible to certain decisions that you make. So sometimes it's even out of your control, right? Red for like, you know, make passion, love, right? Intensity, you know, these kinds of feelings. Or orange, for instance, for, you know, passion, sensuality, creativity. We got to understand that these are all related to the chakras, right? The colors are associated with the chakras. So if you understand that, you're now one step ahead of everybody who doesn't know that, right? And giving you this almost bird's eye view, that this enhanced or higher perception will actually make your life a lot smoother and easier. Wu in a sense, okay? A lot of people associate flow state with Wu. And I love how Alan Watts has this definition of Wu where he says, it's not forcing, okay? It's not non-forcing. And I love that definition. Doesn't mean you're lazy, doesn't mean you're passive, but it knows when to act, when to move, right? In judo, you know when to use your muscles and when not to, right? So it's like that understanding will give you more alignment with your yin-yang frequency, right? Sometimes you're more yang with your energy, sometimes you're more in relaxation or yin. So understanding that will again give you another amazing framework or structure for how you can, you know, optimize your life. So how is the Matrix using, you know, again, music, right? Music, 440 hertz, which actually, you know, and 432 hertz, let me just say this, there's a study that shows that 432 hertz in music, when you're listening to two different sounds, one regulates the heart rate, so takes the heart rate down a little bit, relaxes you, and one kind of stimulates you and speeds it up, right? Makes the heart pressure, blood pressure rise more. So knowing that difference, got to understand that the industry standard isn't 432 in the music industry, okay? Okay, there's another one, okay? Now, this doesn't mean you become like this kind of suspicious, cynical type of person, bro. I'm not like a conspiracy theorist who's like, you know, negative and cynical about the planet, like it's never going to change. I understand some very interesting things. Shout out to one of my clients last night. I want to shout you out, brother. Let's call you N. Who told me about, you know, the different yugas, how we're in the Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga phase. And he was talking about how there's 144,000 light workers from this particular reference point that he told me. I think it was called the intelligent design, as far as I remember. I'll have to go back to the notes. But yeah, man, just understanding that, and you know, this particular thing was saying also that it would be people in white robes, like white robes, white hat type of thing, a situation, which is interesting because if you guys go back to my Bali video, right, where I was talking about how that Balinese healer, he saw a vision of my past life on how I was wearing this white robe. You guys remember that? So basically, that when he said that, I was like, whoa, that's okay, this has got to be a reason why I met this dude, like randomly, you know. And again, he's asking me for help, and I'm seeing him as this old version of me almost. So in any sense, let's get started, and let's start to realize how you're being hijacked. Okay, the media is a big one, okay, a very, very big one that you don't realize is hijacking your flow state and your productivity and your creativity and your motivation. A lot of people go to sleep with like serial killer documentaries on it. It's no wonder why you feel like shit in the morning, okay? It's no wonder why you're waking up going, oh man, life sucks, you know? It's nothing exciting going on, okay? Or if you're playing violent video games, or if you're playing, you know, watching things with graphic imagery, you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel very good waking up and talking to people, right? I think the biggest thing is like people consuming this kind of disgusting, awful media. It comes across, the other people sense that, and they're repelled from it. You get what I'm saying? It's an energetic thing. So if you're secretly watching some really fucked up stuff, it's gonna put like a weird barrier between you and other people with your energy. You gotta understand this. You really gotta understand this, because as within, so without. You know, if you've studied the Hermetic principles, if you understand all this stuff that I'm spewing at you, you understand that as within, so without. What does that mean? Your internal world affects your external world. So Jackson gave a great example where he was like, I was always, against the asshole, like in the room, at the party. I'd always be opposed to them. I would always want to avoid them. I was always talking shit in my mind about them. And then I started to notice that I've been suppressing my own asshole within myself. And so what did I do? I went out into the streets, rolled up my car top, got up and flipped off a bunch of people, even though there's kids in the whatever, right? Did that and then felt free. Like, that integration may be intense, but now it's gone. You see, because the shadow has been integrated in that moment. The understanding that, a lot of people are angry at, Andrew Tate. Oh, this misogynist, sexist, man who's saying all of these things. Listen, do you understand that you're giving him more power by bringing attention to him? Do you get that? Like, that's how he makes his money, is through attention and these controversial comments that he makes. And like 88 or 90% people talk shit and are in their egos. Like, when are we gonna start to realize that this basic truth or this understanding, okay? Because that's the one thing that I don't understand. Whoa, fucking hell. That scared the fuck out of me. What is that? That was wild, man. It was like a dragon coming out of there or some shit. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so about censorship, right? Like, that's the thing that I don't really get about this cancel culture stuff, is like, all of a sudden, like, a person's speech, freedom of speech, is being taken in a different context and then made or modified by someone with a Twitter account or someone with social media, free to make an opinion, and their whole life is now ruined, or I guess in a sense it's like they don't have the access anymore, they don't have the possibilities anymore, they don't have the wealth anymore. It's like, that's unbelievable, right? That's unbelievable that we have that much lack of freedom, that somebody else can make an opinion about you on the other side of the globe, right? And it can shut you down. How wild is that? Okay? And that's also one of the reasons why you got to understand that there are these new platforms emerging, new, people who are starting to talk about these topics more and more. And I definitely thank you so much for the people who are actually speaking about this, who are actually waking other people up, other conscious souls on the planet up, and doing this kind of work. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have that permission slip. I wouldn't have the courage and confidence to speak the way I do in front of a camera today. You get what I'm saying? So thank you, bro. Thank you, sis. Thank you, whoever is out there doing this kind of light work. Because we need it on the planet. We've got to understand that we need to start fasting, okay? Not just fasting for the sense of religion, okay? And I respect that. If you're fasting for religious purposes, that's great. That's fantastic. But start to understand that you got to fast from the negative media that you've been watching, okay? Dopamine detox is a buzzword. You're not really dopamine detoxing, okay? Some of you aren't. You're just watching videos that promote that. You're hyperextending your solutions to your problems, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're like procrastinating with your dopamine detox, which makes no sense. You gotta start sooner, okay? You gotta start sooner. You gotta do it today. You gotta do it now. Let this video be a wake-up call for you, where you start actually doing that and not just saying and talking about it and, oh, my friends will think I'm cool if I do that. okay? The same thing, man. If you're in a relationship, you got to understand it starts with yourself, right? Write a list of all the things that you want in that other person, and then be those yourself. Love those aspects in you. As within, so without. You got to understand this. This principle will change your life. If you're feeling shit internally, the world is going to be a piece of shit place. Okay? Once you feel good, once you feel clean, once you feel determined, the world will reflect that. Trust me, if you're at a specific vibration, other people who are at that same frequency are going to vibrate, and those are the people that comment on my videos too. Because you feel this, you resonate with this, you understand what's going on, man. You know? Like creating this tribe of deep thinkers and, you know, philosophical shamans. Not these charlatan, you know, wannabe, wishy-washy wizards, as I call them. No, but real savage shamans. Not the ones who are like, oh, I'm super spiritual, so I take psychedelics all the time. Oh, big deal. Okay, you took a cheat code of this video game of life to achieve ascension. Good for you. Okay, I did that in the past. I transcended that need. I don't need it. Okay, I don't need it. I don't need to take ayahuasca just to promote that sense of awareness. Okay, now I do promote psychedelics in the sense of if you have certain issues or traumas that you've been through. Yes, sure, it can be a medicine, and it is a medicine. It's called plant medicine, right? So in this sense, I don't promote it in the sense of doing it illegally or whatever behind. Like, go to actual place, get an actual registered shaman who's like going through the process and doing it, and then have integration weeks after, months after, because you've just shaken up your demons with that activity, right? Of dropping shrooms or doing, you know, LSD or, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, right? You're just trying to hide, like, society's trying to hijack you using that too. And it's also causing little holes in your aura the more you do these substances and things, right? You're just causing leakages in your energy system. Whereas you need more energy to thrive and put it out there. And be the ripple effect, be the cause of your reality and not always be an effect. Okay? Stop being in effect all the time and start standing up for your own energy system. But what I noticed is on that night, like a few nights ago, yesterday night actually, I started to notice that as I was drinking more alcohol, my senses of expression, like my expression was actually being blocked more and more, I noticed. Right? It was dumbing me down. Like my brain is super fast and sharp and I can make comments and have, you know, wittiness in real life. But when I took that drink, I just felt my whole energy signature system just go lower vibration. Just a lower vibration, right? And I noticed that someone asked me to make a video on alcohol a little while ago. I felt that viscerally. So I'm starting to understand that, okay, a little here and there, that's fine. If it's moderated, if you're sensible, if you're an adult, do whatever you want. But if it becomes a negative crutch or a bad habit or a suppression system that you've made for yourself, right? It's like whenever I feel unloved, do this thing. And the same thing with, like, you know, men and even women, like, right? With this whole porn culture and pornography, right? And how bad it is for you. And I started to understand that, you know, Stephanie pointed this out to me yesterday, that a lot of people, they're not receiving the love. They're not receiving the love, and the porn actress on the screen is actually giving you some form of fake intimacy or nurturing. Right? They're saying, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, daddy. They're saying that they're appeasing to your egoic mind, and they're actually getting you to feel that, bro. Right? You're receiving love from this artificial actress. Wow. Once I realized that, I'm like, wow. I haven't seen it like that. The fact that I need to be receiving love. And when I receive love from women in my real life and not on a fake ass screen, I know I'm gonna shine. I know I'm gonna excel. Okay? Because that's real love from a real person. It's not real. It's not real. Okay? All this stuff has been, you've been hijacked. You're being hijacked to behave and be this toxic or wounded person. And that doesn't mean you take away all responsibility and all this stuff is happening to me, you know? Right? Like all the social media algorithms have made it so I could just keep scrolling, and so I'm gonna keep scrolling. Bro, take some goddamn responsibility. Put your hat on your head, right? And be like, yo, this is mine, okay? Put your thinking cap on, right? Your conscious mind cap, and start actually questioning the different things in your life. Start questioning it. Start being like, oh, maybe that's off a little bit. Or that doesn't make sense. Let me challenge that notion. Okay? Get a little bit, like, curious and wanting to gain understanding and learning and starting to emerge this rabbit hole of all these esoteric topics, not to confuse you, but actually to gain more clarity in what you're doing. You get it? In the past, I would hear the term, you know, twin flame, ascension, all this stuff, and cringe, just cringe, hard. Like, what are you talking about? Get away from me. Right? Now, I'm starting to emanate something in me, right? In me. And I noticed my voice changed. I noticed my voice changed just now, and it's conscious. And it's interesting that I did that. Because as I call forth all the people throughout the world right now who are resonating with this frequency, who are understanding this mechanism, who are feeling my clean energy today, my chakras are all vibrating. I feel it. It's an openness and it's an expansion that I can't explain through words. You just have to feel it. You just have to watch me and, you know, feel the emanation of what I'm really telling you. But we are being hijacked, okay, guys? By a lot of different things. Some of the things that you don't even realize, like candles with paraffin wax in them. And like, they're allowed to change the ingredients around. Do a lot of messed up stuff. The stuff on your skin, it's bad. So, you know, sunscreen, it's mostly bad for you. All the stuff that's been made for you, and like it's gonna help you, it's gonna make you better, and it's gonna, you know, help you become a cleaner, more acceptable, healthier person, is a bunch of bullshit. Only you know the secret codes within. When you get really quiet, you know when you get really quiet and you just tune in, and there's no distractions, you'll start to see beyond this veil. You'll see beyond the Maya. You'll see beyond the illusion. Meditation is the way that you put on your thinking cap and your thinking goggles. Okay? Even in terms of, you know, what N brought up yesterday about Tesla and Tesla-free energy, how the industrialists were trying to shut that down or like take away that power from us. That's a very, very empowering mission, man. As you said it, I realized the benefit of it. And the more I enrich myself using this spiritual information, but then activating it and actually, you know, applying it in different ways, I start to notice how impactful it really is when you can stop getting hijacked. Okay? There's a book called Hijacked, I believe, that talks about this as well. But I remember reading it a little while back. I think they were talking about this idea that, you know, it's everything is being used against you as a weapon, like as a thing that's just bring you more down, descending. okay, into the chaos. But you're here to make order out of the chaos, okay? You are here to shine a light on the areas of your life that you've been hiding from or running away from or finding that this thing is not serving me anymore, right? So, I love speaking like this, you know what I mean? It's so powerful and empowering for me to just press record, you know, and start talking from my heart and soul. And it's been very impactful to do that and share with all of you my different thoughts. But if you can notice, I feel like a new me today, and I'm gonna stack on this energy and momentum, keep you guys posted on this. This is a very empowering day for me because I feel like I've been cleared of a lot of different entities and baggage, and I just feel more clean, like nothing is siphoning my energy, nothing is trying to come after me. It's all just my own stuff, my own gunk from the past, unintegrated stuff, blind spots that I can't see. Understand, this is a lot of reason why, you know, a lot of people are stuck in the black pill. You have unintegrated traumas. You have unintegrated things that you haven't faced. You've suppressed them. You've suppressed a bunch of emotions. And now you think, what's the point? I'm not good enough anyway, you know, I might as well. And you have this negative mind. But understand the secret of this is that we need a lot more positive energy to cause that equilibrium to shift, okay, in our favor. So start appreciating things about your life. Start looking at what you actually have and the blessings that you actually have in your life. The fact that you are so well off and so privileged to be alive, to be flourishing, to have the life the way that you want it, in at least certain ways, okay? Just be grateful, just be thankful for that, man. And just start to understand that it's one step at a time. Okay, I'm not going to change all this programming and hijacking and rewiring my mind in just a day, but I can make a decision today that will change my tomorrow, and it will show in my beingness, as you've observed. All I needed is a very nice night's sleep, some chakra clearing yesterday, some, you know, good food today, healthy food today, some shilajit, a lot of water to flush out my system, a lot of stretching and things like this, which I'll continue doing today. Still need to integrate. But you know what I mean, right? Like, that's power. That's real power. When you can take accountability and actualize a powerful high self-esteem for yourself. That's power. Let's go. Upward spiral, gang. May we never be the same again. And take it easy. Let's talk soon. Os.